Hi, I'm Natasha Frakes. We're here at the Alpha North Capital Event Conference in the Bahamas. I'm here with Dan Legault, who is the CEO of Antibe Therapeutics. Dan, thank you so much for being here.
It's a pleasure.
So tell us about your company.
Sure. Well, we're a Toronto-based biotech, and we're developing a family of pain and inflammation drugs, and we think that we have solved one of the big, long-standing medical issues of our time. Let me explain that. Pain and inflammation drugs is perhaps one of the largest categories of drugs on the planet. Well over 1 billion people take these drugs every day. Most Canadians and Americans take them. Aspirin, Advil, Celebrex, Naproxen, Aleve, Voltaren, diclofenac. These are all NSAIDs, and doctors prescribe these multiple times a day. The issue is that in about 20% of people get bad ulcers and bleeding in the stomach and the intestines from these drugs. But there aren't any good alternatives, so that's why doctors continue to use them, but then they monitor you. It's a multi-billion-dollar problem. These drugs have been around for about 50 years, and for 50 years we've known about this issue. Many companies have tried to solve it with small amounts of success, including large pharma as well. We're quite excited because we think that we indeed have solved that issue, and we're in our large phase 2B trial with results just imminent.
So what's a major milestone that's going to be coming over the next quarter?
Indeed, this trial. So in drug development generally, one of the most important trials is the phase 2B, or the human proof of concept trial. We're way into it right now, and within about 6 weeks or so this quarter, we will have results on our key, or on our primary endpoint, that of gastrointestinal safety of our drug. Our drug is on our test is on 240 people, head-to-head against the most prescribed NSAID in the United States, Naproxen, using the FDA gold standard, a doctor putting a TV camera into your stomach and checking for true ulcers. So that's coming up in about 6 weeks or so. Very, very exciting for us.
I feel like you've touched on it a little bit already, but what else makes Antibe stand out from its competitors in the biotech sector?
Well, probably 3 things. And what's really neat is that it's all about science. So it's not so much as if that we have competitors. Generally speaking, people want to take the best medicines. You want to give the best medicines to your children. So it's mostly a science thing. Can we get there and actually have a safe NSAID? And then it's a multi-billion-dollar opportunity for us, and we're very close now. So we have 3 things that are going for us. First of all, of course, our intellectual property. We have patents on our molecule and the family of molecules. What we do is we take an NSAID, such as Naproxen, and our lead is based around Naproxen, and we add to it a molecule that we have designed and invented, and that releases hydrogen sulfide, and we attach that. We get a new composition of matter patent over this new molecule. So it's not a delivery system or modification, it is a new drug altogether. So strong intellectual property protection. The next thing I think is our team. We have an extraordinary science and development team. I'm lucky in working with one of my great friends for 40 years, who's our founder and chief science officer. He was the first to discover how these drugs cause the GI damage and elucidated those pathways. A huge discovery, and he has gone on to become one of the world leading scientists in this. He's heavily cited and heavily respected around the world. The chair of our science advisory board, for example, has a Nobel Prize in Medicine in 1998. He discovered that hydrogen sulfide and nitric oxide and carbon monoxide, known for 100 years as poisonous gases, are made by our body, and at the molecular level, they carry electrical signals across the synapse and across the cell wall. Huge discovery, and then John took that and discovered that hydrogen sulfide plays a major role in managing inflammation in the body. They put those things together. Let's come up with a molecule that can release hydrogen sulfide in the way that the body does and add that to a conventional NSAID, and we bet you we can solve the problem. Indeed, that's what we've done. The remaining scientists, base scientists, and clinicians, so doctors who also study in the clinic, are some of the world's best in this field. They're all recognizable names. They all feel, finally, we have solved this problem, and now it's the remaining step of getting in the right dose into the right pill. So very, very exciting, an incredible team that have produced the most published data in this field. And lastly, I feel as if we have a good capital markets awareness. We're very sensitive to capital markets issues. We're pretty good at it, and we have superb advisors and a great investment bank. So we've been very good at raising money, trying to do it in the most efficient way possible, and then develop efficiently. This year is going to be a seminal year for us with a number of potential exit and licensing opportunities, and we'll always do those with capital markets in mind. I'm an investor too, so we're nicely aligned with the public markets.
Well, we'll definitely be looking forward to keeping an eye on your progress. Dan, thank you so much for being here.
It's a pleasure.